Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today will be a new day for MNC Vision Networks and Migo Indonesia. This event is held for the purpose of signing ceremony on MVN investment in Migo. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Anisha Dasuki, and I will moderate the entire series of events during the ceremony. And this is the signing ceremony of MVN investment into Migo to accelerate its nationwide rollout plans in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is broadcasted live on okezone.com, sindonews.com, inews.id, idxchannel.com, and RCTI Plus. Before we start, we would like to express our sincere gratitude and introduce the speakers for today's event to Bapak Haritanu Sudibyo, the Executive Chairman of MNC Group. Selamat pagi, Pak.
Good morning, selamat pagi.
Bapak Ade Chandra, President Director of MNC Vision Networks TBK. Selamat pagi, Pak.
Anisha, thank you.
And Bapak Omar Giri, Investor Relations and Digital Business Development Director MNC Group. Morning, Pak Omar.
Selamat pagi, Bu.
Selamat pagi. Mr. Bharat Kamiski, Founder and CEO, Migo. Good morning. Mr. Dan Conner, President Director Migo Indonesia. Good morning. And Ibu Aisalnya Wibuti, Director of Analytics and Network Planning Migo Indonesia. Selamat pagi, Ibu.
Selamat pagi, Mbak Anisha.
Selamat pagi, and welcome to every board of director MNC Group Management and Migo Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, for the success of this event, let us bow our head and pray according to our religion and beliefs. Pray begins. Ladies and gentlemen, an introduction. MVN or MNC Vision Network is part of the media business within MNC Group when public in July 2019. It has the largest pay TV, broadband, and OTT network operation through MNC Vision, K Vision, MNC Play, and Vision Plus. Therefore, allow us to present our company thought through this upcoming MVN video profile.
Established in 1989, MNC Group has grown to become the leading investment group in Indonesia. Under the leadership of founder and executive chairman Haritanu Sudibyo, MNC Group has four strategic investments: media, financial services, entertainment, hospitality, and e-commerce, and others digitals. MNC Vision Networks, or MVN, being part of the media business within MNC Group, went public in July 2019. It has the largest pay TV, broadband, and OTT network operations through MNC Vision, K Vision, MNC Play, and Vision Plus. MNC Vision was partly acquired in 2001 under the brand IndoVision and became a wholly owned subsidiary in 2006. It provides the largest direct-to-home or DTH-based pay TV service that dominates more than 90% market share for the postpaid service with more than 2 million subscribers. MNC Vision has its own satellite launched in 2009 called Indostar 2 with S-band technology, which is resistant to weather disturbance and tropical climate. It offers more than 130 channels with various genres, of which 30 channels are exclusive on MNC Vision. In July 2019, MVN acquired K Vision, DTH-based pay TV service with Indonesian footprint, which serves middle-income households with prepaid business model. Today, K Vision has the fastest-growing subscriber acquisition with a total subscriber base more than 7 million. Making it the largest prepaid DTH company. It sells set-top boxes along with top-up vouchers consisting of channels with various prices. In 2014, MVN started its fixed broadband business by rolling out fiber to the home or FTTH technology, which offers high-speed internet and IPTV services under the name MNC Play. Currently, it is the third largest broadband company operating in 9 cities with 1.5 million home pass and 300,000 subscribers. Apart from having its own network, MNC Play has partnerships with various network providers to lease their access capacity, including Icon Plus, the state-owned electricity subsidiary PLN, to provide high-speed internet and IPTV services. MNC Play offers 180 channels with more than 50 premium channels in HD quality. It offers catch-up TV feature to watch up to 7 days back and time shift feature to pause, play, and rewind at no additional cost. MVN launched its new product called Playbox in May 2020, an Android OTT box that only sells video services in areas where MNC Play does not own its own network. This allows IPTV to access untapped other broadband internet users in Indonesia. Playbox's users can have access to all IPTV paid channels, content library, various applications, and all the national FTA channels in Indonesia, including 4 FTA channels of MNC Media, RCTI, MNC TV, GTV, and iNews, which dominates more than 50% national audience share. Being the strongest in content, MVN believes this new product will do very well in the market. To strengthen the company's presence in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, MVN has formed a dedicated business unit to partner with local cable operators in some provinces in the country. The combined local cable operator subscribers in Indonesia are estimated to reach 8 to 9 million households. The company sees this as an opportunity to grow MVN subscribers base by licensing its content. In the next 2 to 3 years, MVN is targeting to add 3 million subscribers from LCO partnership. The last platform under MVN is Vision Plus, which is an over-the-top or OTT-based video streaming platform that offers 15 to 20 hours of high-quality original production every month, more than 10,000 hours of video on demand in medium and long formats from various genres, and 130 linear channels with catch-up TV and time shift features. Out of these channels, Vision Plus offers many international premium channels and all the national free-to-air TV. Some of them are exclusive on Vision Plus. Being the largest OTT in the country, Vision Plus today has more than 34 million monthly active users with 1.8 million paid subscribers and 5.8 million registered users. Vision Pictures, a wholly owned business unit of IPTV, produces content only for the needs of the company. Vision Pictures produces 13 made-to-suit paid channels from various genres, which gained an average aggregate pay TV audience share of 26%. Moreover, Vision Pictures also produces high-quality original VODs for the exclusive use of Vision Plus. Notable original production includes Twisted, Dua Alam, Ketawa di Mana Aja, Most Valuable Player, Disconnected, Skripsik, and Sumber Rezeki. MNC Vision Networks, redefining entertainment.
And now I would like the honor of inviting Executive Chairman of MNC Group, Bapak Hari Tanu Sudibyo, to give his opening remarks. To Bapak Hari Tanu Sudibyo, the time is yours, Pak.
Thank you, Anisha. Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi, my good friend, the Migo team, Mr. Barret Komiski, the founder and CEO of Migo, and he has a lot of other things, good credential. And Mr. Dan O'Connor, President Director, Migo Indonesia. Good to see you again. And Ibu Aisanya Wibuti, yes, Director, Migo Indonesia. And my team, Pak Adik, Pak Omar, and everyone who are watching through this webinar and also through our portal and RCTI Plus. It should be a lot of people watching, I believe. So thank you very much for basically participating. So today we are going to witness a very good event and basically a very good starting point for a cooperation between Migo and MVN Group, in which MVN will invest a strategic stake in Migo worth 40 million US dollar. And congratulations, of course, to both companies, to Migo and also to MVN. I'd like to share the rationale behind why we make this investment, this strategic investment, this cooperation. For one, Migo is a very interesting platform. It's an offline distribution platform for digital product, which offer services which is cheaper, faster, and clearer. And you know, in Indonesia, digital product, if it's used online, is very expensive. The average viewing time of Indonesian people on TV is more than 5 hours. Just imagine if they have to watch through this smartphone, how much they have to spend every month. And I have a very strong belief Migo will do very, very well. And I checked actually this morning with Dan, how many users you have for every one station, at least 500, and can be pushed more, maybe 1,000. Just imagine if Migo next year can roll out 10,000 stations, we can have 5 to 10 million subscribers. Yeah, so that is the reason why we are very confident with this strategic investment. And number two, because of course, the credential, the credibility of the founder. Barrett is very smart person. I know that. I've been talking many times with him. I can see his the way he thinks. He thinks big, but he delivers. Is the founder of E-Ink, basically something we just install inside the Amazon Kindle. Yeah, it's like a revolutionary display technology used in the Amazon Kindle. So I think Migo is also another big thing that Barrett invented. Yeah, because of that, you know, if we make investment, we have to see who actually behind the one that run the business. The third thing is because we already enter into a very good strategic collaboration with Vision Plus. A few months back, if I recall, basically Vision Plus entered into a strategic cooperation with Migo, in which Migo will distribute Vision Plus content, the original content and also the FTA content from RCTI, including Ikatan Cinta, Manahwali, and many other good content, quality content. And the collaboration has been doing very, very well. The fourth reason, I can see a lot of synergy that can be established between the two groups. As you know, MNC is not only MVN, it's not only pay TV or broadband or OTT. We have also our FTA, MNCN, the stock code. We have RCTI, MNC TV, GTV, and iNews, in which we control more than 50% audience share on a prime time, on a daily basis. And on top of that, we have also digital product similar to Vision Plus, in which later we can have some collaboration like RCTI Plus. We are also in the gaming business. I think game might be also interesting. That can be considered to be distributed by Migo, because if you play game online, that will be very expensive. So we can download it offline, and people can play game. At least if they want to practice before they enter into competition. So there is a lot of synergy that can be developed between the two companies. So I believe this investment will benefit both parties. Why? Migo will grow faster with our support, and also Vision Plus and MVN will benefit because of the distribution made by Migo and also because of the pricing of Migo. So congratulations to all of us, of course, to Migo and MVN. I hope it's a good start, and I believe it's a good start. And thank you for the trust that we can enter into this cooperation, collaboration, and this strategic investment. Good morning.
Thank you, Bapak Haritanu Sudibyo, Executive Chairman of MNC Group. Ladies and gentlemen, as an introduction, Migo levels the digital playing field built by Kindle Tech inventor Barrett Komisky. Migo's proprietary data deliver architecture in 100 times cheaper and 30 times faster than existing networks. Launched in 2020, Migo Indonesia offers lightning fast downloads at convenient locations called MDS. Migo will be available at over 10,000 locations across Java by 2022. Please enjoy this short video overview of Migo.
There is so much technology innovation happening in the world today. But what the headlines about the latest Gs ignore is the fact that the majority of the world is locked out of the benefits of this technology. This is something that we had been told was impossible, and that motivated us to make it happen. So with e-ink, we innovated in the publishing industry in the developed markets. It's a mature industry, and we transformed the publishing industry. With Migo, we're innovating in the entertainment and education industry for developing countries where affordability remains a fundamental barrier to access to even the most basic forms of entertainment and education, with hundreds of millions of people who have very real problems that innovators are not addressing. Both entertainment and education are universal goods, desired, enjoyed by every human being on the planet. There are very real barriers, affordability barriers, to bringing the kind of entertainment and education that you and I are accustomed to the vast majority of the planet. When you import first world technologies into low GDP countries and you chop them up into little pieces, you just can't give the same existence that you can to someone who's fortunate enough to be born in a wealthy country. So what we're doing at Migo is reimagining proven consumer services like entertainment and education in ways to make them fundamentally 95% cheaper in order to actually be affordable for the majority of the population of the planet. One measure of innovation is scale and impact. With Migo, we're focused on scale, billions of consumers who are not being innovated for, and impact, bringing life-changing services like entertainment, education, that transform individuals, families, communities, and societies. At Migo, we've spent years building a world-class innovation center, headquartered in Taiwan, with labs in Manila, Jakarta, and more to come. We've taken the world's best minds and focused them entirely on solving the difficult challenges faced by billions of people, innovating for the under-innovated.
Wah, seru. Menghibur banget deh.
Nonton terus di Migo.
Migo, ini cara
Baru.
Datang ke warung Migo untuk download filmnya dan nantikan keseruan lainnya di warung Migo.
And now we are going to listen the welcoming address delivered from founder and CEO of Migo, Mr. Bharat Kamiski. Mr. Bharat Kamiski, the time is yours.
Thank you. And thank you, Pakhari, for the introduction. And nice to see you. Really delighted to have this ceremony today. And I look forward to seeing you in person soon in Jakarta. I'll talk a little bit about Migo, a little bit about how Migo views Indonesia. And then, of course, this fantastic expansion of our existing partnership with MNC Group. So Migo, as you've heard, is uniquely and exclusively focused on innovating for the other 3 billion. We're focused on the data divide. You, I, everybody on this call soaks in unlimited data without ever even thinking about it. However, that's not the reality for most Indonesians. They have data budgets. They have to think about every gigabyte. As Pakhari mentioned, if they watch 5 hours of television per day, that's impossible to translate to their mobile budgets. However, almost everybody in Indonesia, except for those that have migrated fully to e-wallets, has a few of these in their pocket. 1,000 rupiah. That's the price of Migo per day, as low as 1,000 rupiah per day for infinite data, unlimited data, fast speeds, and you don't have to think about your quota. So what does Migo do? As a last mile content distribution platform, we deploy our data network. We do that at warungs, as you saw, and we digitize those warungs, the existing warungs, to enable them to deliver infinite gigabytes to every Indonesian. Migo's priority is scale, impact and scale. Today, we're talking about scale. Scale is good for our network partners like Vision Plus, and it's good for our customers. We can reach more consumers and we're more convenient for them as well. So today's announcement is about accelerating that scale of Migo's deployment. Now, Indonesia is home to over 250 million under-innovated human beings. They're people, they're not subs, right? They're people. And these human beings, they want to fully participate along with their families in today's digital century. That's out of reach. Migo makes that possible at affordable prices. As you saw, we launched in June of last year in Indonesia, and we have hundreds of MVS that's now growing to, with this partnership, more than 10,000 by the end of next year. We're currently generating revenue for our partners, our retail partners, and our network partners. We have partnerships on the entertainment side with local, regional, and global players, and we will be announcing more partnerships in new verticals in the coming months and years. Now, Indonesia, for these reasons, has been a priority market for Migo. And even before we launched here last year, we have been coming for many years and having many conversations with different potential partners on the strategic side and the equity side. So today, I am super delighted to announce the expansion of our existing strategic partnership into a true equity partnership. Pakhari and his team are the perfect partner for us. We have a shared vision at all levels of the leadership to accelerate the digitization of every Indonesian across entertainment, education, financial services, as you mentioned, gaming, whatever we can think of. We want to bring all of those experiences to as many Indonesians as we can, as quickly as we can. So the 1 + 1 = 4, or as Hari and I like to joke, 1 + 1 = 10 opportunity is to combine MNT's vast resources with Migo's unique technology to accelerate this digitization of the entire population and bring them into the rich digital century that everyone on this call enjoys and has already just totally absorbed and doesn't even think about anymore. And we want to make that happen today. So partnering with Pak Hari, Pak Ade, Bu Clarissa, and the broader MNC management team brings the vast in-market resources and decades of experience serving our consumers to accelerate Migo's scale and magnify our impact. And as you saw, Pak Hari is uniquely qualified to understand and assess why Migo works, because he has built ISPs, the leading FTA, OTT, AVOD, SVOD, DTH, everything. All aspects of media production and distribution across any kind of technology you can think of. And the technology distribution ecosystem relies on a portfolio of assets, different products at different price points for different consumers. And so what is happening today is Pak Hari is providing the financial and resource support for Migo to deploy our distribution network and our last mile content delivery platform. So our immediate goal is to cover 100 million Indonesians by the end of next year, cover them. The end of 2022, that'll be, as we said, about 10,000 Migo download stations. And today's financial investment enables and in fact accelerates that objective. So in summary, we've worked together for many, many months. And as Pak Hari and I have had many, many conversations. And I firmly believe, I have deep evidence that MVN and Pak Hari's team is an outstanding partner as we scale our network nationwide on our mission of transforming the digital lives of everyday Indonesians, 1,000 rupiah at a time. Thank you, Pak Hari.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett Kaminsky, for your speech. Next, we are going to the main agenda, signing ceremony MVN and Migo Indonesia. Let's welcome Bapak Ade Chandra from MVN and Mr. Dan Connor from Migo to sign the investment agreement between MVN and Migo. This signing ceremony also witnessed by Bapak Hari Tanusudibio and Mr. Barrett Kaminsky. And before we move to the next agenda, I would like to invite Bapak Hari Tanusudibio and Mr. Barrett Kaminsky to join this photo session. Please, Bapak Ade Chandra and Mr. Dan Connor to show the signed agreement to the audience. And we take a picture together. Okay, wait for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a picture together. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you. And that is the end of signing ceremony from MVN and Migo Indonesia. Thank you. Next, we are going to witness a presentation from Migo. Ladies and gentlemen, next we are going to listen to a presentation about Migo. Presentation will be presented by Mr. Dan Connor and Ibu Aisanya Wibuti as the President Director and Analytics and Networking Planning Director of Migo Indonesia.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Pak Hari, Pak Ade, everyone else at MNC for putting on this great event today. So excited to be announcing this partnership today with you all, and just can't wait to see what the results will bring. So today I'd like to share a little bit about our plans for what Migo does. So sorry, first what Migo does today on the ground, and then also our plans for how we're going to grow that network over time, and what we're going to do together with the MNC Group and with Vision Plus. If I could ask to go to the first slide, apologies. So, back one. So there's a lot of media attention on all of the amazing digital innovation that's happening in Indonesia today. And many of these companies that are on the previous slide deserve immense credit for what they've built in just a few years. When I first moved to Indonesia back in 2013, most of these companies were not household names. Many of them did not exist at all. And all of the work that they've done and all of the products and services they've brought have been extremely impressive. But what's maybe sits below the surface, what's maybe a little bit less obvious immediately, is that all of them rely heavily on data. They rely on telco infrastructure. They rely on customers being able to connect in real time with their servers, with their products and services, with each other. And what I noticed before I joined Migo, I actually was I was an advisor for telco operations. What I noticed when I actually went out into the field and looked around the country is that most neighborhoods don't have that kind of data delivery architecture in place to be used. Actually, for the majority of Indonesians, they struggle with connectivity every single day because it's too expensive and too slow. 90% of Indonesian households, for example, don't have wireline internet access. And that means that while the large majority do have cell phones and therefore data access, they just need to rely on cellular networks, which in turn are overloaded. Indonesia is in the 20th percentile globally for fastest download speeds, which means that you can use Facebook and WhatsApp, and you can use other social services like that with light data. But if you want to watch something like a quality drama on your phone, even if you can spend the money, it's just not worth it because the network will leave you buffering constantly, your phone will freeze, all these daily headaches that lock people out. They mean that when we survey our target market, we find that 85% of our target consumers have never even tried the long-form video services that have become so popular for so many people today. So what does Migo do about that? We go into these average neighborhoods and we transform them into something digital. So what that means is that I'll give you an example. This right here, this is Pasar Ciplak in Jatinegara, in East Jakarta. And this is very much an average neighborhood in every single way that you could think through. So it's average income across the country. It is, it's diverse, a mix of locals and people who've come to Jakarta from all other parts of the country. And if you actually ask the people there what their data services are, almost none of them have wireline internet. Almost all of them have cell phones. And so if we can go back to the previous graphic, what Migo does, we go into these locations and back one more, there we go. And we install our download stations so that customers like this man right here that you see on this motorcycle, he doesn't have wired internet at his house. He does have a phone. But as he's going about his daily life, as he's stopping by the store to buy a meal, maybe he's going to top up his phone's Pulsa, he can just stop by the Migo download station in his neighborhood. He can download as much content as he likes. It only takes 1 minute for a feature film because of our unique proprietary technology. And then he can go back home or he can get on the bus to work and he can watch as much as he likes without spending a single rupiah on Pulsa. And that's really transformative. That's transformative for this man's life. It's transformative for how he can entertain himself, how he can educate his children. And it's transformative for all these amazing companies that have come up in Indonesia by opening markets to them that previously have not been open. So I'd like to pass on to my colleague Isa now to explain a little bit more around what Migo does on the ground and how we're planning to spread across the country.
Yes, thank you, Pak Den. So as Pak Den mentioned, that guy in previous slide that is only bought some Pulsa or in, still on the previous slide, that guy that has just bought a Pulsa or picking up meals and then having on their routine daily lives, is actually, we are trying to capture that convenience. Convenience is the key for us to build our network around. So if possible, going back to the previous slide, and the question is like, convenience for who? We are here in Migo, it's like trying to aim 10 of millions who's struggling with connectivity in budgetary and also access. who is actually average people, like the one we saw in the previous slide, right? Average people in our local communities. So, sorry, still on the next, still on the previous slide. We are at Migo Indonesia has developed proprietary data models that which enable us to identify location with convenient characteristic. In the previous slide, if you would switch, guys, convenient characteristic in such locations can be defined as high traffic mid to low and Android phone unique users. So we are aiming for location that has a high density traffic from unique users and frequent visits and stop-bys from these unique users and adequate dwell time. That's how we define our convenient characteristic. Where average people like that Bapak is stop by regularly and are seeking diversion and small luxuries such as pulsa, coffee shops, eateries, corner store, photocopies, and etc. So within this location, which we call it as a Zona Migo Potential, we partners with local small business owners and turn their war rooms into digital superstores by deploying our Migo download station, MDS, and provide the community all around that war room 24/7 access to our unlimited content, which can be downloaded as fast as 1 minute per feature film and watch with affordable pass, as Pak Barrett mentioned, that is only cost 1,000 rupiah, and you can have an access for that unlimited content every single day for the whole month. Citing in such way, Migo network will be the first convenient digital superstore network, which will seamlessly integrate with customers' daily rhythm in their daily lives. So on to the next slide. As per today, Migo Indonesia has tripled its network size over the past 4 months and now has location across Jakarta, Banten, and also West Java. And we are on track to grow our network to 1,000 locations by the end of this year, and then 10,000 locations all across Java by the end of 2022. By that time, Migo's proprietary network will be covering 100 million people, a large majority of Java population, from the most urban area as Jakarta all the way to smaller and more remote towns where the hunger of data is that much richer. So 3 to 4 years from now, we will have deployed many thousands of locations everywhere from Sabang to Merauke, giving convenient coverage for 250 million data-hungry Indonesians. And at this scale, we will be within daily reach of 80% of Indonesia population. And for most of them, they will pass by multiple MDSs every single day in their convenient route, making Migo a source of data that integrates seamlessly into their lives. Migo will be by far the largest deliverer of gigabytes in Indonesia and will be the go-to spot when customers want any data-heavy goods and services. With that kind of network and this MNC investment, of course, we will bring the best content in Indonesia to vastly wider audience. And probably now on to Pak Den to explain more about that content.
Thank you, Isa. And now, of course, any network is only as good as the content that's carried on it. Until you put content on it, it's just a network. And so on the next slide, of course, we announced previously in June that Vision Plus was becoming our cornerstone entertainment partner. And with that, it's just been an incredibly rich partnership to date. We are carrying the top Cinetrons, as Pak Harry mentioned, of course, BKK Time, and then Preman Pensiun, Manawali, so many more. And we're carrying the top Vision Plus originals like Twisted and Scriptsick. And that makes the experience of using Migo and trying it for the first time as we roll out in new areas that much richer. So what we've seen in terms of customer uptake on that has been pretty impressive. What we've seen in terms of the gigabytes that have been downloaded for Vision Plus and the users that have paid to watch Vision Plus content in less than 3 months since we launched Vision Plus on Migo has been extremely strong growth. And these curves are only going to accelerate further as we accelerate our network growth with this partnership that we have today. And I do just want to take a moment and recognize that MNC, or Vision Plus, is just one part of the MNC group. And what is in the MNC ecosystem is, without a doubt, the best entertainment ecosystem in all of Southeast Asia. And so with that, greater than 50% FTA share, super app that contains almost 40 million MAUs, the extremely impressive stable of talent that the MNC group has assembled. With all of these assets supporting Migo and supporting our growth and supporting the growth of Vision Plus on Migo too, what we can do together, I'm sure, is going to be extremely impressive. So our target for 3 to 4 years from now is that Vision Plus on Migo is going to have 20 million plus paying monthly watchers all across Indonesia, each paying at least 15,000 rupiah. And between the scale of the network that we're building, the strong support from the MNC group, and the amazing content that MVN brings to the table, I have no doubt that we can achieve this goal. So to close, I would just like to thank once again Pak Harry, Pak Ade, the entire MNC team. It is an honor to be your partner and an honor to make this announcement today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dankaner and Ibu Aisanya Wibuti, for the presentation. And before we go to the next agenda, I would like to invite Bapak Omar Giri to address and give his thoughts on the presentation by Migo and his aspirations for the MVN group moving forward.
Thank you, Ibu Anisha, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting. That brings us to the end of the very informative and detailed presentation by Dan and Isa, highlighting how the synergies of content and distribution enable the unlocking of growth through technological transformation. And what this does is actually narrow the digital divide between those who are not able to afford the always connected data infrastructure lifestyle that, I think more advanced economies or higher tier consumers can assume or take for granted. I think a little bit about MNC Group with our free-to-air network. We already reach over 96% or 98% of the Indonesian population across the whole archipelago. And we're continuously democratizing access to the vast portfolio of top-rated content, multi-platform access as well, in city and in remote locations. So as the team shared before, apart from free-to-air, we're strong on satellite, IPTV, and increasingly via our flagship OTT platform, Vision Plus. And that heavily relies on the data availability across the consumer landscape. With the furthering of our existing agreement with Migo, as Barrett mentioned earlier, into a strategic investment, we believe that the innovative technology that they bring, enabling last mile content delivery, would vastly increase both our subscriber bases, especially for those unable to afford continuous data plans, and also enable offline viewing, as users are now able to enjoy our top-rated content, not only media titles, popular titles like Ikatan Cinta and the originals that we produce, but also potentially gaming content, financial services, educational programs in the future as well. And I'd like to take this opportunity to also highlight that as people move across the archipelago, the data connectivity is still not completely stable. So even for users like myself sometimes, I'd love the download to go feature of any platform, because it just allows me to watch something and consume it without any interruption. So it may not be purely addressable to those in the bottom or lower income or the disconnected world, but it's also totally useful for somebody who's always connected, but is just traveling across the landscape. right? There's also a big use case over there. And we look forward to working with the Migo team. We definitely want to accelerate the uptake of our content. And I would like to end my summary by welcoming both teams. We share a joint vision. And as our executive chairman, Pak Haritano, always reminds the management teams, the journey to accelerate and transform the lives of Indonesian consumers has just begun. It's a long journey ahead. And we need to execute with vision, quality, and speed. And I think for that, I'd like to end my address. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for lending me your ears. And I hand it back to the MC, Ibu Anisha. Thank you.
Thank you, Bapak Omar Giri. Ladies and gentlemen, well, the next one is a question and answer session. And the first question will be for MVN. What is the rationale for MVN investment in Migo? Mr. Ade Chandra, please.
Thank you, Anisha. Well, it's pretty clear, actually. We believe that Migo offers a very unique service to the mass market, allowing viewers to watch quality digital contents offline at affordable price through Warung Migo download station location all over Indonesia. With MVN strategic investment into Migo, this will allow Migo to roll out its networks more aggressive and faster throughout Indonesia. Together with MNC and MVN's local content superiority and Migo's technology and reach, this will create a very strong proposition into the market, expedite our distribution and growth of our Vision Plus digital streaming OTT and Migo together, targeting more than 20 million paying subscribers over the next 5 years. Thank you, Anisha.
Thank you, Mr. Ade Chandra, for the answer. And next question will be for Migo. How will Migo decide its rollout plan for the next 1 or 2 years? Any specific metrics that might guide the management to pinpoint effective deployment location of Migo stations?
Yes, Anisha. So as I mentioned earlier, we develop proprietary data models that will enable us to identify the convenient characteristic to target our siting. So that proprietary models is actually within the models we are carefully and also continuously doing the regression to maintain and improve not only the profitability but also the quality metrics. And those across those metrics and also the characteristic and defined location with our proprietary models, we are able to pinpoint the most effective deployment location actually. And because of the continuous and also the carefully learnings from time to time, effective deployment is, well, I should say guaranteed in this case. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Aisanya. And next question will be also for Migo. It is known that Vision Plus content is already available on Migo. Can you give some color on how it was performed so far?
Sure, I would love to. I love talking about Vision Plus content now that we have it on Migo. And you know, I shared a couple of graphs a few minutes ago that really show you that every week Vision Plus on Migo is growing and growing and growing in terms of the gigabytes downloaded and the users that are paying to watch Vision Plus on Migo. But maybe a little bit more color. Ikatan Cinta, of course, we all knew it was going to do very well before we launched it on Migo. And then after we did, I think it took 3.5 or 4 days before it was Migo's most watched title. So I think that gives you a little bit of color for how excited people are to be able to watch this show on a catch-up basis without having to use up their quota. So that's extremely exciting. We are, another example is Amanawali, of course, the second highest rated Cinetron from the MNC group, which has also seen extremely high uptake very soon after we introduced the Amanawali catch-up. And then there's so much more content that we're excited about in the future. Next week, we'll be releasing Joe and Robot Kopi and expect that to have extremely strong uptake too.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Connor. And the last question also for Migo. Can you comment on the possible synergies that may arise from this collaboration with MVN as part of MNC Group, as there are other underserved digital products that can be accelerated to Migo technology?
Absolutely. This is one of the most exciting, bigger picture things of this partnership for me. So Harry mentioned earlier gaming. That's an area that I'm really excited to get into. And MNC's existing gaming products, I'm sure, when we develop an offline version, are going to get massive uptake amongst our customer base. I think another angle, of course, is e-commerce, where right now, so many customers have to use their data to do any kind of e-commerce shopping. And with MNC's e-commerce offerings, if we can bring those to customers offline, I think we can greatly expand the market for e-commerce in that way. And then, just I'll give one more example, then I'll stop. Of course, there's many. Is MNC Bank. So there are tens of millions of customers in Indonesia, potential customers who are underbanked. And much of that is because they are not part of the information ecosystem that teaches people how financial services can be useful in their lives and what services are potentially available to them. So by partnering with MNC Bank, Migo can bring all new information about financial services products to customers that just aren't using them today, educate those customers, help them understand the benefits that these products can bring, and then also update them on how to get them, and help them access those products through our network. So those are just 3 examples, but there's so many different exciting aspects of the MNC group that we just can't wait to bring to our customers.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And this is the end of question and answer session. Thank you, Mr. Adechendra, Mr. Dan Connor, and Ibu Aisanya for the answers. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end today's event, let us listen to closing remarks from our Executive Chairman of MNC Group, Bapak Haritanu Sudibyo. Bapak Haritanu Sudibyo, the time is yours, Pak.
Thank you, Anissa. Thank you, Barrett. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Waisa, and my colleague, Ade and Omar, and everyone who watched the signing ceremony just now. Saya mau bicara bahasa Indonesia. To conclude, untuk memberikan konklusi. Migo satu-satunya offline distribution platform untuk digital product. Jadi banyak sekali yang bisa dikerjasamakan. Di MNC Group saja, tadi saya singgung masalah Vision Plus. Vision Plus membawa semua konten yang current, seperti yang di televisi RCTI, Ikatan Cinta Menawali, dan lain-lain, yang ratingnya sangat luar biasa tingginya. Tapi juga library ke belakang. Jadi pengguna Migo bisa download library yang ke belakang, bisa ngikuti alur ceritanya dari awal bahkan, karena itu ada di Vision Plus semua. Kemudian juga original content yang setiap bulan dibuat. Tapi bukan itu saja, tadi sudah disebut gaming, kemudian bank juga, banking, digital banking luar biasa sinerginya, karena underbank dan unbanked people di Indonesia itu 70%. Kalau unbanked 50%, termasuk underbanked 70%. Underbanked artinya they have difficulty in getting basically credit facility dan sebagainya. Kalau unbanked itu sama sekali tidak punya akses ke banking facility. Jadi bisa bersinergi sangat luar biasa, karena pada saatnya perlu satu tempat untuk nasabah bank, digital banking itu bisa dapat cash juga. Station itu nanti warung-warung bisa dipakai sebagai tempat untuk station atau untuk setor uang, ataupun juga pengambil uang tunai, karena bagaimanapun uang tunai itu di daerah-daerah masih dibutuhkan. Jadi banyak sekali, dan on top of that juga bisa bekerja sama dengan digital product lainnya, bukan MNC saja. anything, any digital product, musik juga bisa. Jadi Migo ini punya prospek sangat luar biasa. Dan kalau target 100.000, bayangkan 100.000 station, minimum 500 per station, itu 50 juta tercover. Kalau 1.000 ya 100 juta, dan itu sangat mungkin. Karena masyarakat kita saat ini 60% masih di semi atau semi-urban dan rural area, yang paling banyak tentunya pemakainya nanti. Karena bagaimanapun internet masih dirasakan terlalu mahal. Bukannya mahal, tapi kualitasnya kalau untuk pemakaian yang lama juga masih dirasakan kurang bagus. Ya, jadi kadang buffering ya dan sebagainya. Jadi kesimpulannya, saya sebagai pimpinan MNC Group sangat yakin Migo akan berkembang pesat, akan menjadi besar dalam waktu singkat. Ya, tentunya dengan sinergi ini akan lebih cepat lagi. Tadi Barrett bilang 1 + 1 10. Yes, of course, that is basically the basic principle of synergy. 1 + 1 bukan 2 is 10. 1 + 1 is 10. Ya, jadi itulah all the rationale kenapa kami melakukan investasi di sini yang akan menguntungkan Migo, akan menguntungkan MNC Group, not just MVN, dan menguntungkan masyarakat Indonesia. Mereka bisa menikmati semua digital product dengan murah, dengan cepat, dan kualitas gambar yang tentunya sangat baik. Cara saya itu kesimpulan dari saya. Terima kasih. Thank you for the cooperation, Pak.
Haritanu Sudibyo for the closing remarks. Excellencies, honorable guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we get to the last session in this event, that is closing. Thank you for coming, and please forgive us for our shortcomings. Until we meet again, and stay healthy, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.